Beatles ended their fourth American tour at Candlestick Park. I'm dating myself, but I was in attendance at that show, and I still have my original ticket. President Nixon was ordered by Judge John Sirica to turn over the Watergate tapes. Nixon refused and appealed the order. And our quote of the day comes from my absolute Oh, here comes another a-hole. I cleaned that one up a little bit. Our invocation will be led today by Tony.
Let us pray silently together, each one of us, according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our food and the blessings of fellowship around us. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment for those who are lonely. Let us give gratitude for our opportunity to serve Rotary, and let the feelings of love, kindness, and a well-directed yet gentle spirit always be reflected in our actions. And, as Mark Twain said, work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, sing like nobody's watching, live like it's heaven on earth.
Thank you, Tony. Our song leader today will be Jamie Goldsmith.
My fellow Americans, please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jamie. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Please be seated. Our Sergeant at Arms today is Kim Naoni. Are you ready to swing into action, Kim?
Let's do this.
Okay. We have no international Rotarians, is that correct, Bob? Still? Okay. Visiting Rotarians, and please remember to hold all of our applause until all of our guests and visitors have been introduced. Everyone? Visiting Rotarians, raise your hand, please. Visiting Rotarians.
So we are becoming Rotarians as we speak.
Any other visiting Rotarians? Guests of Rotarians, raise your hand, please. Guests of Rotarians.
Okay, now we're back to here.
Oh, now we're back. Okay.
I would like to introduce Kasia and Botek. They are checking out clubs to join and are looking at our club as well as a couple of others. And what? Oh, she's got one there.
I already told them this was the greatest Rotary Club in the world.
I would like to introduce Terry McGowan. She is a guest. And I would also like to present you with a flag. I was in Atlanta last week, so I went to visit Rotary Club, Brookhaven.
Thank you, Rose. Any other guests of Rotarians?
Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce my friend Stephen Lambert. He's the head of product for a company called Snowdozer that does mobile app development.
Thank you. Welcome. Any other guests of Rotarians? I'd like to introduce my guests at the head table. We have John Lobb, who is our speaker today from the Medical Marijuana Association. We have Bill Steeran and Rose Faloco. Let's welcome all of our visiting Rotarians and guests. I'd like to thank the Rotarians who helped today. Set up was Kathy Mahan, greeters Tina Bishop and Renee Gamero. Invocation was led by Tony Kern, song leader Jamie Goldsmith. Teardown will be Walter Parrish. Sergeant-at-Arms is Kim Neone. Our scribe is Michelle Roy. Photographer, as always, past President Jim Tucker. Tickets, Marie Walsh and John Injami. All things technical, Kirk Holmes and Stu Lipoff. Facebook and Instagram, Francesca Gilbert and Kevin Cloney. My announcements, and I have a few of them, so bear with me. Once again, the People of Action campaign, just send your photos in. Reminder about your monthly or quarterly contributions to our Las Vegas Rotary Foundation, which funds our projects such as Santa Claus, Wetzel, Ryla, the Canned Food Drive, community grants, and others, so thank you very, very much. 30th Annual District 5300 Peace Conference will be held on November 16th at the Treasure Island. Our club is a silver sponsor, so please plan to attend. This is the first time this Peace Conference has been held in Nevada, and if we have a good attendance, we might get another shot at it. So just so you know, cost for Rotarians is $35, $10 for students, so bring as many people as you can. The agenda is amazing. The Gates Foundation has committed, are you ready, $500 million to this project, and it's to focus on the 0 to 5 age kids here exclusively in the U.S. I think we should give Bill and Melinda Gates a nice round of applause. Those of you who are interested in participating on this committee, please let me know, because we are in the phase now of putting together our local information that I pass on to the district, so please let me know. We're going to send around 2 cards today, one for Karen Wisenhunt. Her father passed away yesterday. And for Anna Oriana, a get well card. She's now on her 4th surgery. Okay, presentations. I'd like to call forward Melanie Muldowney, please.
Told you instead of repeating what I said last week, I wanted to give you just an idea of just how generous we are as a club with our Paul Harris contributions. As of the last district directory, we had contributed as a club over time $1,587,494 contributions to the Paul Harris Fellows. We have been granted 100% Paul Harris Fellows as a club, and that's a one-time thing, but we just keep striving to do that. And then I have a presentation today for a different category that I didn't talk about last week. So when you have your multiple Paul Harrises, it's not just plus to infinity. There's different categories. So there's major donor for any donation that's $10,000 or above, and there's different levels to the major donor contribution. There's also the Bequest Society that this recipient today has also. That's when in future, in your will or in your trust, you honor to give stuff to the Paul Harris Fellows too. So there's definitely other ways for our club to give, and it's very generous. So today, and last week I mentioned how our contributions help the Rotary Foundation, but they help our club as well, because we're able to, if we contribute to the Rotary Foundation, then we're able to request matching funds for our global grants and stuff that we want to do. So keep those contributions coming. And The recipient today is Rose Faloco, who's sitting at the head table. She is a returning member. If you didn't know her before, then I suggest you get to know her this time around. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Congratulations, Rose. Major donor level 1. Awesome. Okay. It is not the fourth Thursday, but it is the fifth Thursday. So I just waited to name the Rotarian of the month. And the Rotarian of the month today has worked very hard during the month of August to support our local high school kids with a project called Project 150. And he has collected a lot of not just money, but other things that the kids do need desperately. The at-risk kids need desperately. So it was not a hard decision this month. Our Rotarian of the month is past president Jim Cole.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I'll just jump right into the Project 150 announcement. We can get that out of the way. So we're still collecting. This is our second day. And I just want to thank the club for your generosity. It has just been incredible. We've got a ton of clothes, a ton of supplies, and we have $6,500 in donations that we're going to shop. And we're working with JCPenney to do a bulk buy on the products and items that they need. So thank you so much for this. It's a fantastic job by you guys.
Thank you, past president Jim. Pictures. President-elect Richard Jost to share with some information about the International Convention. He's got it ready. He's here somewhere. There he is right here. Here he comes.
Well, aloha. As you know, we are the 9th island in the Hawaiian Islands, and the Rotary International Convention this Go ahead. I'll wait till you're done. Yep.
On the Islands of Paradise at the 2020 Rotary Convention, you'll find a word that has many meanings, a philosophy living in the core of its people, values that lead to positive impact near and far. Come together and uncover the spirit of aloha with Rotary.
Discover Honolulu, Hawaii.
A place where aloha is a way of life.
Aloha is living in harmony.
Appreciating the unity of people and nature.
Aloha is treating everyone with love and respect,
so others can follow our lead.
Aloha is joyful sharing with my ohana.
The friends and family we keep close in our hearts.
Experience the convention in Honolulu, where the family of Rotary will gather to celebrate, collaborate, and connect the world.
Share your aloha at the 2020 Rotary Convention.
And enjoy every moment with people of action, just like you.
So if any of you were on the fence and hadn't quite made up your mind about going to the International Convention next June, hopefully that teaser put you over the top, and you'll all be there because we have such a close connection between Las Vegas and Hawaii that it would be a shame if we didn't have at least 50% participation from our club in Honolulu next June. So look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Thank you, President-elect Richard. And I just found out last evening, for those of you that are on the fence, time to get off of the fence because they are limiting participation at this convention to 25,000 people. Just in your turn. Check presentation.
Okay, so Jamel, are you here? Did she leave? Oh, okay. Okay, so this past weekend, I hosted a little Sunday brunch and was able to raise $1,000 for the annual canned food drive.
Say something.
I just like to take this opportunity to really thank Ms. Jamie Goldsmith for really giving this energy and really full support for the canned food drive. So far, the checks that we have received from her because of her extracurricular activities that can help the canned food drive. So I think the first check was like $600, and then the second one is $1,000. So for now, we got $1,600 check coming from Jamie's support. Thank you so much for that, really.
Yes, thank you, Jamie, very much. Now we have about 9 minutes for fellowship, so 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, everyone. Club announcements. Kim, are you ready? Okay, please take, everyone please, we have announcements. Canned food drive.
Hi all, we have kicked off our annual canned food drive. Our goal is $10,000 this year. We have placed these cans on each table. Please, any spare change, any rogue dollar bills, please put them in there. We also have these available to put at your place of business. So if you have a spot that you feel like you would be able to get some more money for our canned food drive for the Salvation Army, just let me know and I will give them to you. Thank you.
We collected significant amount of loose change in those cans, so throw it all in. Okay, now please take the microphone to Janet Linder about our membership orientation.
Thank you, Squire. Or is that Square? Oh, pardon me. Don't forget, new member orientation the 10th at Francesca Gilbert's house. And I'd really encourage you to come and welcome our new members while we get them acclimated to what the club's all about, etc. Plus, it's fun, and we drink a lot of wine, so why not?
There you go. Thank you, Janet. Okay, please take the microphone, please, to Marie Walsh about Breakfast with Books.
First Breakfast with Books, September the 10th, and I'd like to let you know in case some of you do. You would place your name in the green book if you are able to come. That would be wonderful. We really want a nice if anyone has any questions regarding Breakfast with Books, I'm always available on my email or you can call me. Thank you all for your participation.
Thank you, Marie. Please take the microphone to Jamie Goldsmith about SOAR and our upcoming tea.
Hi, everyone. We're going to do another high tea. Everyone is welcome to join us. It will be September 15th. That's a Sunday at 2:30 p.m. The place where we are going is called Le Poste. It's a $9 donation to the Rotary Canned Food Drive. We are also looking for raffle prizes. So please mark your calendars for September 15th at 2:30 p.m. I think Kim has already committed.
Thank you, Jamie. See, I did not see Jerry Senes come in or David Squire. We have our next highway cleanup on September 7th, which is a Saturday. Meet out at the Spring Mountain Ranch out there, and then there'll be breakfast at Jerry's house afterwards. Okay, please take the microphone to Jim Tucker, please. Vice President Jim Tucker.
Where are you? Couldn't see you. You're sneaking up on me. Hey, we still have one ad left in the wheel. It'd be a lot less than $400, seeing the weeks are going by. So we'd like to be able to fill it and help the foundation out with the print costs of this. So please own up if you have a business and want to get in.
And also we're selling roster and website combination apps, so get a hold of Jim Tucker on that as well. Okay, today's raffle drawing, $799 plus today's take. And to draw for the Joker is 5441-987-1987. 544-1987. John Enjemy. Thank you, John, and here is your $10. Thank you very much. For the Lowry Bucks, everyone, just give me a little more attention, please. 544-1946, 1946. Jamie. Congrats. All right. Right now, everyone, please give our speaker your undivided attention. Everyone, I'd like to call up Bill Steeren, who will introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Madam President. How do you do? Yeah. I am pleased to introduce a good friend of mine today. John and I connected up a couple of decades ago, and one of the things about John, he's always involved with a business, and a lot of times it's a new startup or new technology, a new something. So when the medical marijuana came around, he got involved with trying to get that set up correctly. We can debate whether he did or not, but he was trying. And also, you need to know he's involved with, right now, in the middle of an IPO on another industry. So, if we can, let's give a big round of applause for John.
Is my PowerPoint, but I don't see that up here. But sorry, he's an Apple guy, you know. The rest of the world is, you know, PC. You know, but attorneys are that way, I know. But I gotta love them. Yeah, it might be one of these top things, you know. Anyway. Well, anyway, I have been running the Las Vegas Medical Marijuana Association for 5 years, and I was here 2 years ago, so I really appreciate you guys inviting me back because, Janet, good to see you, and I've seen a lot of friends come up as we were trying to set this up, and Rotary has been very gracious, and I love what you guys do, and I have an admission to say is that, and Tom Thomas will get this one. My brother is a past president of the Bellevue Club up in Washington. So he just finished in June. So they went over to Senegal. It was one of their projects where they, helped. Rotary was involved over in Senegal, and they were putting in that's a good start here. And so let me get the advance. Let's see here. I'll just get the, see if that comes up. Hey, there we go. And it is the Las Vegas Medical Marijuana Association, so we do want to talk about patients. And as you can see, we had an event called the Forgotten Patient. And this is typical of marijuana, is that one of the reasons why medical marijuana enjoys actually good support, why back in 2000 the voters in Nevada approved medical marijuana, because people fall through the system. They have problems the system can't help, and we call these the forgotten patients. And so we see up here, marijuana saved my life, depression, PTSD. We had quite a few. We have three ladies here who had cancer. and they swear, and now it's all anecdotal, but they swear it just cuts, when you're no, they're not potheads. They had never thought they'd ever be in a situation like this. But the system wasn't helping them. Marijuana was helping. So this was done over at Sahara Wellness, 420 East Sahara. That's run by Brenda Consal. She's a former professional tennis player, just a wonderful lady, and really feels very strongly about the patients. I do want to talk about this guy here with PTSD. He's a Vietnam veteran. And if you remember back in the day, we really didn't understand PTSD and what effect it had. A lot of veterans are self-medicating with marijuana. He was doing that early on, got thrown in prison for that. Still showed up at this event, still is pushing, saying that it's helping him. So let's talk about the veterans. A big part of the medical marijuana side of it, I've met a lot of veterans. The first one I want to talk about is over here to my right is Christina Alfonso Zia. Wonderful person, full of energy, full of life, just a delight to be around. She went to Afghanistan, served a tour over there, came back with PTSD. Now, the psychology department at UNLV has done a study. Women are more susceptible to PTSD. And she came back with a bad case. Well, what they do for veterans, they get something from the VA called the combat cocktail. And it's probably 6 different psychotropic drugs. And what happens is that this combination, and they change it up if it's not working, but it makes them, keeps them from sleeping, it makes them edgy, makes them withdrawn, and it makes them suicidal. And Christina tried to commit suicide 5 different times. And it wasn't until marijuana that the fog lifted. And her mother, who is also a sergeant in the Army, said, I got my daughter back. And so she's a great one. And so she's a very good advocate for marijuana now. Down here on the right, this is Jeff Krasnick in front of the Las Vegas sign. 6 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, salt of the earth, Marine. He feels like he would kill himself if it wasn't for marijuana. It really makes that big of an impact on him. Up here, Roberto Pickering. Roberto Pickering is the smiling guy in the middle picture here. And he came back totally disabled from Iraq with PTSD. He was taking the combat cocktail. He was also drinking, which is another way they kind of self-medicate, but just makes things worse. And I want to talk about some of the doctors and some of the, on the medical side real quick. Up here in the right, these 2 pictures here, that's Dr. Sue Sisley. She's been in this. She is a medical doctor from Arizona, and she's internal medicine and psychiatry. So she's treating a lot of the marijuana patients. And she found a lot of them were self-medicating with marijuana. You want evidence. And that is one of the big issues about medical marijuana. There is no evidence. So she puts the 30 days from the FDA. It took another 5 years. So, and what happened was she was on this show here called Weed, and that is Dr. Sanjay Gupta. It's on CNN, so I don't know if anybody watches CNN, but okay, that was a joke, but some people do here. Dr. Sanjay Gupta about marijuana, and then he went to Colorado, met some of the where they get their life. thing. It took another 5 years to it's horrible. It's not medical grade. And then just getting enough veterans. But she did finish up, and we're going to see what she's, probably next year we'll see the results of that. Over here in the top right, my right, probably your left, that's Dr. Spiritos, Nick Spiritos. He's well known for the Women's Cancer Center. That's what he runs. Nick started the apothecary dispensary. In the cancer area, he was treating patients. This is with cancer. Having a lot of pushback on. And last guy I want to point out, Zoltan Mari. Dr. Mari he runs the marijuana. And it's actually, I understand that. There's no clinical trials. Now, what Dr. Mari says, every one of his park did have a nice seminar over there and had patients and asked them about their marijuana use. And marijuana was helping with sleep. And just the general depression issues that you might have with that. Actually, and Dr. Mari is on a local medical marijuana company. He's on the board of advisors, so I've got to. And so, yes, July 1st, 2017, marijuana was legalized. And as you can see from the pictures here, yeah, this is a handful of dispensaries, long lines around the block for people wanting to buy marijuana. Now, what was nice, I mean, I had to think about these people have been smoking, some probably smoking for decades, but they're coming over to the legal system. And what we do on the legal side is we do stuff like, let me get back to that. This is a certificate of analysis. Every 5 pounds of marijuana goes through testing to make sure there's no pesticides, there's no heavy metals, there's no mycotoxins, no mold. And this one, safety quality test, this one passed all those. But a lot of the stuff gets kicked out. And then it breaks down the different cannabinoids, THC, CBD, CBN, and then you have the terpenes. So every 5 pounds this is done. So at least now marijuana is already out there, at least it's being tested, and we have some, it's being, at least it's safer. For the last, this is up through June, and that's the fiscal year for the state, 1.1 billion in sales for the 24 months. And let's see, my website guy kind of, 296 million in taxes collected. So roughly, we'll say 100,000 excise tax, kind of went to the school fund, rainy day fund, another 100 million to, that's a nice change. Okay, I don't know, how many people have been to this dispensary, Planet 13? Okay, you don't have to, no, you don't have to show your hands or anything like that. In the marijuana group, we all raise our hands, but this is the world's largest dispensary, Planet 13. It's just over here on the other side of the tracks, off from where the Trump Hotel is. And they are seeing over 110,000 visitors each month. It is a big thing. This is kind of like the Bellagio of marijuana. So we are seeing a lot of tourists that are coming in for that. And obviously you see Mike Tyson there and whatnot. Second largest dispensary in the world is the Nuwu Cannabis. This is the Las Vegas Paiute tribe. And the tribe, be solvent, and the tribe actually has a lot of issues that they need help with. We've done this event here, the Martin Luther King commemoration. Now, does that sound kind of funny, marijuana and Martin Luther King? Well, it is to some people, but in the African American community, they feel very strongly that the war on drugs was a war on them. And there are some bitter feelings. And, as we had Andre talk about, his friends getting thrown in jail, they can't work in the industry, it's tearing up families, and they know that African, but we're just recognizing that. Let's see if I can skip this Canada's Liberation Day event. But I want to talk about, now it's surprising this industry gives back. It does quite a bit for the community. Yeah, they're really trying to do the most. And this one's Pisos, located over on Maryland Parkway in Flamingo. Chad Christensen, former state senator, former assemblyman, is one of the owners. And Chad takes this very seriously. My hat's off to him. He's given, like this check here, for $27,000 to Veterans Village. He's given over $30,000 to Veterans Village in honor of his dad. His dad's a former military. But they're doing stuff like buying computers for middle schools. Over here, they're giving out blankets for the homeless. So they're just a very, very active program. But they're not the only ones. Hardin here was raising. They're doing a can drive also. If you're a customer of theirs, you can be part of that tribe too. Up here on my left, your right, probably. This is the source, and they collect so many cans. Three Squares says it's the biggest donation of cans. They tie it into. You get some extra stuff at the store if you bring a can in. But Shango over here is donating money to cancer. Finally, another group here, the Marnells, and let's see what the other group was, Essence. But the Marnells, they collected 7,000 back-to-school items. And 7,000 is just, logistically it's a lot of work. Up here they're delivering them. This is another group at Essence and Green Life. They collected stuff for back to school for kids. And top right up here, at least, that Sahara Wellness, every Thanksgiving, they have they do Thanksgiving dinner and invite the community in. So a portion of this community feels very strongly about giving back. And, it's is helping people. Everybody that works in a dispensary sees patients. And they might not have cards. They talk to them. They find out what their problems are. It's a huge, they feel it very, very, very closely, and it moves them. But it's an interesting industry right now. And so we're still, it's a mix of, greed and helping people.
My question is, are you attuned to the federal government still keeping marijuana as a drug when 60% of the people in the country support marijuana? What is your take on what that status is?
The question is, the federal government doesn't support marijuana. It's still a Schedule I drug up there with heroin and cocaine and other drugs. We're hoping that a couple things have changed. A lot of the committee heads in the Congress now are in the Democrat hands, and that might get us down to a Schedule II, and that'll make banking, research, everything else a lot easier. We hear that Trump is open to doing something there. He's kind of looking what the reality is out there and how to make things better, and so we're optimistic on that.
Yeah, John, what's going on with the licensing? How many licenses are available? There's been some controversy in the paper about who does and who doesn't get a license, and whether or not there's some under-the-table stuff going on.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Tom was talking about there are 60 new licenses for Question 2 that were authorized, and as soon as the state had awarded them, lawsuits were filed, and that's been held up for now at least a year. And the state set it up. We're not happy with the outcome, because what happened was that 6 companies got the majority of the licenses, and they're big companies, and it does look kind of. and he didn't get a chance to get one of those licenses, and so he's worried. And we need the diversity of ownership. We need new ideas. We need the medical side. So it's still an issue, and I hope the Cannabis Control Board fixes it, the governor fixes it. Again, it needs leadership on what Nevada wants to be and how we want to do this for the best of the community. And leadership's hard to find.
Well, I have two questions. One, did you bring us some cookies to try?
Well, I was going to have Tom Haney bring some, but Tom was he was a little spaced out and didn't come.
And
I guess he forgot.
The other question is, these people that are in jail because they were arrested because of their marijuana, and now it's legal, how is that being handled?
So the question is about the people that have been put in prison for marijuana or jail or whatever it might be. There are some... There's sealings in Nevada. We're sealing records for people who, if it's legal now, their records get sealed, so they can get scholarships or they can get financing for getting homes and stuff like that. There are a lot of social justice issues around this, around marijuana, and we meet people who have been in prison for 20 years for marijuana. It's still kind of working through the system right now. So some get out, some don't.
Hi. I was wondering if you could comment on the glaucoma issues with marijuana, because I know something in it works for glaucoma. We're just not quite sure what.
Okay, the glaucoma issue. So what we do know, it does help, and probably more of the CBD, and maybe a combination, but the CBD helps with the inflammation behind the eye, and that seems to help with the glaucoma. And so glaucoma is one of the listed medical diseases that marijuana is allowed to treat. So it does help those patients. We wish we could do more clinical studies on that, but nobody will touch it because it takes 10 years to do a clinical trial. But if I was glaucoma patient, I would do it on just try on your own, and talk to other patients. It's not a good situation right now, so I'm sorry to hear that. Thanks for the question.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. I potentially have two questions depending on how you answer the first. I'm going to assume some naivete and say I don't know exactly what's happening here in Nevada, but we have heard stories in some of the other states that legalize on both the medicinal and the recreational, that because they can't put their money into the banking system, you have these Heisenberg-like storage lockers filled with cash that can't be spent. Is that happening here in Nevada, and can we do something about it, if so?
Yes, that is happening. Some of the larger companies are able to get banking. They have to kind of buy into it. They actually invest into a bank. It's here. That's now here also. But the smaller guys, no. They still have safe after safe of just cash sitting in there. So yes, that's still a problem.
Okay, and then that does give me a part two. Is anybody given any thought that maybe there's something under the 10th Amendment where the states could join in a class action lawsuit? I've had the munchies for a 10th Amendment action on this.
Sure. Good question. The hemp, what's the difference between hemp and marijuana? And hemp has just a small percentage of THC. You can't even. Tony, you think it's 3%? It has to be less than that, but maybe you're right on that. Marijuana has, it's grown for the THC. Under the Farm Bill that was passed 2 years ago, hemp and CBD are quasi-legal. Hemp definitely is. CBD, the FDA hasn't quite figured out, what they're going to do on that. But unfortunately, that'll probably get regulated to where you're not going to see it as much. But it seems CBD is everywhere and actually does help a lot of people. And people are taking it for pain, they're taking it for sleep, they're taking it for anxiety, and that's just the hemp-derived CBD.
And our family has a lot of property holdings in White Pine County, and we're very close with the Silver Lion Farm. Are you familiar with the Silver Lion Farm?
No, I'm not.
Silver Lion Farm is a hemp producer.
Okay.
Came into the state of Nevada a year and a half ago. They're farming 3,700 acres today, and they are looking to farm 10,000 acres. They're looking to build their business in 3.5 years from nothing to $3.5 billion. in 3 years. And so it's amazing. I have a farm background, and so our family's been farmers for a long time. And the value of land, we have farms in Iowa, and they're maybe worth $5,000 or $6,000 an acre. And so in White Pine County, which I own a casino in White Pine County, and I've been there for 28 years, and a lot of property holding. I buy farmland for $500 an acre. What is interesting about Silver Lion Farms, they're looking to pay $5,000 to $6,000 an acre if it's pivot. And they're looking this year for the oil that they take from the female plants. It's huge. They want to be the biggest in the world, and it's all because of the division between the marijuana and the hemp. So
that's the
hemp. I mean, obviously marijuana is a huge product, and thank you.
Yeah, to summarize that, hemp is a big deal for the estate, and it's actually helping the rural communities and helping the farmers. It's actually, and again, there's nothing psychoactive about hemp, and we think that's a great market.
Okay, we'll do one more.
You mentioned something about tourists going to the dispensaries. If you can't smoke in public and you can't smoke in your room, where are they smoking?
I wonder where they're smoking, Rose. Rose thinks they're smoking everywhere, and she might be right. Where they're smoking is they're smoking in parking lots. Parking garages is the smoking lounges got held up for 2 years, if that's going to happen. So right now there's no place for them to legally smoke, and either they're smoking in parking garages, they're smoking in their cars, or they're smoking on the strip, sometimes in the room. It is a problem, and that's the Gaming Association just wasn't ready to kind of deal with this issue. And what we heard was that they're hoping to get their own smoking lounges in 2 years when it comes off Schedule 1. But it is a problem right now that consume without people knowing about it. They're just going to act goofy and don't want them driving. Okay, I'm going to talk one thing. One thing that was last time I was here, which was 2 years ago, right before, was the DUI situation. We saw 27 DUIs, fatalities in 2017 on marijuana. In 2018, it's down to 19. We're seeing a 30% drop. Obviously, any fatalities are not good, but it's not as bad as we feared. But there's still more work that needs to be done. But it's it could have been worse, but it's not that bad. So thank you, Jacqueline, for that extra 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, John. As you can see, we had lively questions today. I'd like to present you with our Share What You Can award, which means we are going to make a donation to the local USO in your name.
Oh, thank you.
In the words of a woman I most admire, Amelia Earhart, no kind action ever stops with itself. One kind